Welcome back, Five Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, Five Aces here. This time around without Mr. Co-caster, who has decided to take a nap. A literal nap. He's been asleep for 2.5 hours. So I'm casting in the broader daylight once again, but this time around I've got support from the kids are at some of the families, extended families, so they're covered. And as such, we are free to cover something ourselves. That's something being the 2v2 tag team tournament, RATL team league. And this time around with the other leg of the semi-finals. And those contestants, man, that's gonna be something. We've got ourselves Creo and Fazzar teaming up against Blackened and the Dark Ringmaster himself, Orb. This just contradicts his color scheme, just contradicts his naming conventions real hard. So it's like, that's not a Dark Ringmaster, that's a colory, cheerful, playful green that you're cladding your troops in. Maybe that's just, all deception, I guess. And the map is Kosovo. Brings us back to politics. One thing I'll have to say, I was kind of disappointed with some of the comments last time around. Ooh, this engineer, by the way, a bit unprotected. Some of the comments were just a little sad, because I didn't want to make it too political, but being against Russian imperialism doesn't mean being pro-American imperialism. Like, those two are not mutually exclusive. Let's just put it that way. One can be against any form of imperialism. And that's certainly... But I'm someone who is really closely connected to the Russian culture and language, courtesy of me having had a Russian girlfriend for a long time way back when, and I also just spent a lot of time in that country. So I've got very deep connections to Russia, which makes it all the sadder to see the state that Russia is currently in, which is being ruled by an autocrat, by a dictator essentially. So yeah, but that doesn't make that doesn't excuse American imperialism. Let's close the chapter on politics here. American imperialism is just as shit. I mean, just not as overtly warmongering right now in our part of the world. So a lot of caveats here. Okay, let's get back on track. We've got ourselves, was that a war factory rush for Creo? No, he's got 2 harvesters. Oh, it's Blackened. Creo? Nah. Nope. That's all been standard openers. We're on 3rd refinery apartment. We've got ourselves a flame tower ready for Creo as well as for Orb. Leaves me to wonder whether that's for defensive purposes or whether that's an APC drop, because the APC would be ready in theory, at least for Blackened. Doesn't matter if you're black and white. Or white, I guess. Okay, first blood being shed here by the APC of Blackened. Solid. And the flag pack is hunting. I really love this build. So what this build does, it does exert a lot of pressure. Obviously not that great against anything that comes packed with armor. But the real kicker here... Oh, that was a nice flank. Nice attempt. The real kicker here is this does scale very, very well against an allied mid-game. If you can manage to keep those flag trucks alive, they can not only rack up veterancy like crazy, but they can also just scale like mad against artilleries and helicopters. And if you've ever had a rank 3 mobile flag kiting 5 helicopters at once, courtesy of its superior range, and it being so mobile that the helicopters never catch up to it, at least not into firing range, it just feels so good. So Orb may be going for a Tesla rush, because that is mass mobile flags early on. It has been somewhat revealed. He's on 5 already, jeez. I mean, those things that are cheap, don't get me wrong. And he's gotten his MCV out in a timely manner as well, huh? Wow, this build is crazy. How did he do that? How did he manage to squeeze in 5 light vehicles into his build queue without delaying his MCV? I really would love to rewatch just the build order. This just appears to be crazy to me, because everybody else is on 1 light vehicle. Everybody else has opted for 1 APC, 1 light tank, and he's just out there just busting out his 5 stack. Like, just the production time this takes. This is insane. So, an assault is coming their way. Creo and Fazzar are really tempting their luck. They've got... Oh, that's a good crush as well. For now, they've gotten some really good progress. Some really good avenues. But the flag trucks, they are starting to shred the infantry ball with no front lines left. Oh, no medics either. The poke is starting to come in. Man, the flag trucks are going to come in handy. They are going to rack up kills. My goodness. I was talking about them scaling well against tier 2 allies. Turns out, the superior range also allows them to be insanely effective against tier 0 anything. Yeah, who would have known? And they're able to scout out everything. Every single move has been spotted thus far. Oh, one more thing. Flag trucks. Oh, this one is probably going to go down. Not just yet. Flag trucks are also really good, not only against Blackhawks because they outrange them, but they're also really good against longbows because they can outrun the missiles. So here's a little counter push. With 2 heavy tanks now, Creo is able to get out on the field. He's gonna find a lot of rockets. That's a pretty juicy target here. Oh, Orb. Orb basically losing all his rockets there. But he's still got the flags. He only lost 1, and that's all that counts, really. Power down. We've got ourselves a little power situation. Or as Rage Against the Machine put it so eloquently, we've got to take the power back. They're going to be running foul of a Tesla coil just in a second. Zap time. Rockets going in first. Not sure what that's all about. That is Fazzar feeding his units in like on a conveyor belt. And conversely, Creo has been lagging behind, and now there's just an impenetrable wall. I mean, the Harvester's going to start tanking as well. Some tank and spank going on. I think Orb has got enough to defend all by himself, let alone the Tesla coils coming in hot. So this is a very, very successful defense. Loses 1 Harvester, but trades it for the entire army. So, with that out of the way, we are going to take a look at the Econ tab. Oh, 2 heavies into the backlines. Have not found anything just yet. Yeah. There's the radar out for Fazzar. He's the first player to tech, apparently. So, I was sorely mistaken. Orb not going for a Tesla rush. It was just straight up 5 flag trucks. It just appears to be a build now. Okay. And on the counter push, Blackened has found a harvester and found a mining expansion. Should probably be taking out the ore refinery. It's a freebie. It's free real estate, really. Wow. What a counter push. Blackened now also expanding to the top left. So the front lines are shifting ever so slightly. He's trading off. And crucially, the ore refinery does stay alive. And there is now time for the tier 2 to kick in. There is a backstab. That is a good flank. Okay, Fazzar has found some damage into Orb. It's gonna kill off the ore refinery. That's solid. Not the worst. Obviously this army is forfeit now, but that just means he delayed the production. He killed 2 ore trucks. Not too bad. That was a nice backstab. Okay, in comes the artillery. There is no build radius here though, but Orb doesn't know that, so he can't push in. He's very good at repairing his tanks though. The flag tracks could have found an easy flank on the artillery, but it was never meant to be. There is a tank flank somewhere. Okay. Very contested expansion. This should be in Tesla coil range, at least as soon as the Harvester ventures forth just 1 more cell. This tank run by the Blackened is a bit of an expensive scout, but hey. The Harvester situation is not looking that good for Fazzar. Let's take an Econ toll. 51 and 45k. We're 60 and 39k. So overall parity. Creo actually with a stunning asset lead. V2's now coming in for Blackened. The front lines are down. I think this is not a good idea. Like, despite this being a solid push with a lot of infantry to back it up, this is not a good push from Blackened. Not at all. He's going to be warded off very, very easily. And now Creo, who has got the asset advantage, can push back, I feel. Unless the V2s are really good. They have got to hit hard into the center of mass. No, wait. The front lines are just too sturdy. No! Okay, never mind. I was sorely mistaken here. So apparently that's quite even for the time being. Orb still with 2 of his flags alive. This army should in theory be superior to Fazzar's, but let's see. Yeah, the Blackhawks are going to be taken down. No dice. Ooh, gets behind the refinery. Cover fire being provided. Blackened still firing away at the defenses, so chipping away here. A Creo has got some cash left, so he can go for his first yuck. Probably gonna take out the rockets in one strafe. Ra 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 go the yucks. Let's see, can he shift queue it properly? Yeah, that is some shift queue micro right there. One last salvo should be in the tank. No? Oh, yikes. Ah, in comes the second yak. There we go. Flamers being mixed in from Creo. Never that good on the open field. Expecting a demo from Blackened. Yeah, Blackened is playing as Ukraine and he's got the tech center. No, it is Mammoth tanks though. Production tab is telling us that there is more to come and he's going mass war factory production. In comes the all-in push, but no front lines. Oh, yikes. This is gonna get flanked real hard here. Blackened is a bit late to the party, but that doesn't matter if Orb can stay alive. For now, he just loses his army. Loses all the flak trucks though. Wow! That was one killer crash. That killed a lot of units. So Orb is being pushed out of this expansion just for a little. And I think his Harvester is gonna go down no contest. Angling it just right. There's a very defensive wall here. No siege weapons to break this. I feel like the Fazzar, being the allied player, would need to protect with an anti-air gun here. And just going for some artilleries at least. I think that's the smartest call for his money right now. Oh, the Harvester tanking up so much. That was a really good Harvester. Tanked up a lot of the pillbox fire. Mammoth tanks now. Okay. In the base. Right in the base. So he's using them to inflict some chip damage and then pull out yet once again. Okay. Somehow Fazzar has outflanked himself, I guess. Ooh, Blackhawk down without doing anything. That's not good. That is a very, very expensive loss. More Blackhawks coming in though. A mine layer from Fazzar. I really liked closing off this choke. Just means that there can't be a flank from this angle. This is very smart. Blackened Derek. Mass heavy tanks for Orb. Oh, on the other side we're seeing the heavy tank from Creo though. He's parked heavy tanks on pretty much every expansion slot. So that's some solid play. This is a really, really good game one, delivering real hard. Do we see any tech? MiGs. Creo is going for MiGs. I can respect that so hard. Artilleries need to be protected here. Orb has got a lot of mass. He's got an absolute metric fuck ton, as we say in the industry, of heavy tanks. So there needs to be a very, very good rocket soldier core. Ooh, if he can angle this. Ooh, my goodness. That is painful. There was mostly 30s popping up. That just means a very, very expensive hold. Yeah, and the heavy tank mass just keeps on growing. Appears to be the case that Team 2, or the northeastern team, do have a slight edge now. Simply because they're just better at replenishing the harvesters. Tech center out for Orb as well. He doesn't have the flak truck. Okay, down goes one of the yaks. I think that was the only spotter yak that Orb actually had. Okay, a counter mammoth. Wait a sec. Creo? Oh, the parabombs. They are gonna be coming in huge, potentially. A danger close parabombs. Nah, never mind. Single file formation, this ain't gonna amount to too much. He can just pull back easily. Yeah, that was a whiff. I really like those reinforcements. But Orb, he's got so much left. This cues Fazzar into going into defensive lines. I guess he just wants to chip away at the harvesters. That's fine too. As long as he can inflict some damage and kill some of the harvester fleet off. He's going in now. This is such a wall of flame. Wall of flame, wall of pain. I don't know if that's worth it. Oh, Orb's entire army collapsing. And this is going to be the artillery's down. As such, there is no way of stopping any of the infantry ball. Ooh, he may have bitten off a little more than he could chew. Orb splitting up his army even. Very nice target micro from Fazzar, trying to single out the rockets. But he has now lost his entire army. Still has a little pocket left. Okay, he can find some value here, getting some harvesters. I mean, it's a game of macro after all. Man, what a competitive game. This area is now completely mined off. Iron Curtain is ready. Creo does have a massive shot at upstaging Blackened here. Oh, and he took out the harvesters with the MiGs. Those MiGs are going to be pivotal. That was beautiful. Recognizes that there is no anti-air. Those rockets should maybe be, you know, just firing at the ore truck instead of just idling. They're playing a little idle game, playing cookie clicker on their handheld 1950s devices. All right, little fleet here. Flag trucks hunting. And Creo probably knows that he... yep. Spotted out the mammoth flank. That's really beautiful. That was such beautiful play. And now the flag trucks are also going to be intercepted. Or they are going to be intercepting. You know, sometimes you are the interceptor, yet sometimes you are the intercepted. Is there enough anti-armor? There is an Iron Curtain ready. Do not forget that the Iron Curtain is available here. Oh! That was a nuke truck somewhere. Right on here. Okay, it blew up the entire army, but also the mammoth tank of ore. So I feel like that was a wash. Unfortunately, we missed it, you know. In those 2v2 crazy team games, blink and you miss it. But it is still looking good for Fazzar and Creo. Despite everything that's happened. Creo, real creative play, has also mined off the flanks. And the MiG is getting some crazy value now. He still has the iron... No, he fired the Iron Curtain on something. I don't know what that was about. So the MiGs wasting their missiles on freaking rifle infantry. Yeah. Look, it's Soviet, so you don't get to decide what to do with taxpayer money. There ain't no taxpayers, there's just a collective our money. A very risky forward base. Man, this game is delivering in spades. We're 18 minutes deep, but we've seen pretty much everything. Artilleries they need protection though. What he needs now is an anti-air gun. So the number one prime target, another moment priority would be just getting an anti-air gun out. Fighting the good fight here on the southern front. Yeah, there's the anti-air gun. A bit too far forward because it has been spotted. It's always the deadliest if it's not spotted. Blackened has got some V2 rocket launchers. There is no allied player here. So this could come to bite them in the arse. Because what's happening here is Creo is going to be able to free fire at the V2 rockets because there's never the threat of an anti-air gun popping. And SAM sites do not only have shorter range, they can also get out-kited, outranged. Oh, such nice play here. Creo's MiGs getting some mad value. Look at this! Blowing up the V2s. Okay, loses one to the flag truck now, but that's completely fine. Tesla coil in range of the mammoth tank. Man, and the Tesla tanks as well. Oh, and the mines! They're gonna completely stop this assault. Look at the mine value! Plonk. He doesn't know how deep the mine belt goes. GG, Orb throwing in the towel. What a game one. This was completely unexpected and just absolutely well played masterclass from Creo and Fazzar. I especially just have to credit Creo for his absolutely insane Soviet play. Let's check the combat tab. He's actually negative and Fazzar has got the higher kill count. Never mind, but it was just such intricate little plays that just tipped the scales. The MiGs were absolutely pivotal. There was the threat of Tesla Tech coming online. There was an Iron Curtain ready. He fired it once, to my knowledge at least. And on the other side, Fazzar just pushing forward with his artilleries, being unanswered. This was insane. We are going to be back in game number 2. See you in a hot second. 1-0 up for Creo and Fazzar.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Alrighty, we're on game number 2. This time around, Creo as the Russians, Fazzar as the Frenchies. That's been staying the same. Blackened, however, has switched over to allies. He's also playing the French himself, so no chance of a demo track this time around. Sad we missed it, what a shame. Curious build. Both of the players here going for a forward power plant. Is that going to be an early push strategy? Because what that does is it locks Blackened out of placing a refinery here perfectly. He can usually want to place it as close to the mine as possible, so you want the power plant here and then the refinery roundabout here. The reason why you do this is to minimize travel distance, and if you go for 2 forward power plants, it usually means you just want to place your barracks a couple tiles closer to the center, which may be the game plan here. We're back on intersection. Nice highlighting the path. Path is clear. In case you didn't know, this is something cool you can do. You can shift Q even rally points now. That was introduced in one of the latest patches, which is still, you know, by that point probably 2 years old. But still a nice feature regardless to have. Beautiful. I love those intricate rally points. See? Creo, you noob. Just crossing the grasslands and crossing those dirty ore patches. Soldiers are gonna get their boots kicked in. Like, their boots are gonna be looking like shit. A little backstab being attempted by Blackened. You're going in with the NG first, huh? He's just going face forward. Same true for Creo. Oh no. Down goes the NG. But there is line of sight advantage. The dog is going to be the kingmaker on the field. If Creo can micro this perfectly. And he needs to be real fast. Wait a sec, can he eat that? Yes! Dog eats NG. Beautiful. That was worth it. That was certainly worth it. He doesn't know how many more infantry are coming his way. So Creo is being very cautious about it. But this is super close to his base, so Blackened knows that that ain't gonna happen. He's calling off the bluff. Calling off the push here. Alrighty, was that again? No, there was again just 2 refineries into War Factory for all players. Orb once more being ahead with his macro timings. I don't know how he's doing it. Maybe it's just that the others are behind because they're microing and Orb just was sitting back at home. Okay, this time let's take tally of this build. He is going double refinery, War Factory, 2, 3 flak tracks. This appears to be just working. Is there a dog to reinforce? No. But Blackened is gonna get his shit pushed in, honestly. He doesn't have enough. His numbers are dwindling. Down goes the medic, and that is just the mobile flag surviving. There's a medic to heal against that. Maybe double flag can change something here. Maybe they can snipe off the medic. That would be big. No more healing. There's another one. Medics are fairly cheap regardless. They cost 200. It's not like they do much anyway. It's I guess in the OpenRA universe, it's a very that's a very quick on-field education that those medics are being a bit like just basic training, and then they're being given a band-aid and like slap this onto anyone who's bleeding. If they're bleeding profusely just apply more bandages. It's just that's the extent of their training, and that's why they cost just twice as much as a rifleman. We all know the riflemen are just armed with garbage-ass AK-47s. Which, oh god, now we're gonna get into this gun thing, where the gun enthusiasts are gonna come out and they're gonna say, no, the AK-47 is actually a really good gun, which may or may not be true. I'm not a gun expert at all. I've heard that it is very reliable in the way that it can be repaired very easily. Oh, the APC! APC you later! A light tank push coming in as well from Blackened. So good hustle from Creo shaving off. I mean, he's losing his Derek there, but that's fine. Shaved off just a couple units. Orb is pushing forward. Rightio. This is a very, very all-in type of style, huh? He's fighting so close to the base that both players are. I don't know if that's the right call. That is just wind-up toys. That's light tanks and mobile flags. APC survives, so the front lines are still sturdy. And medics being mixed in from Fazzar on the regular. I kind of like this idea. This just negates any poke from the flags. I guess that's the idea. One of the flags being split off to scout. APC is doing the same. I should probably just book it. No? Okay. Flags claiming their first kill of the game. And the second. Second one was a rifle, so that was not as impressive as the first one. This is all in flak trucks. What the actual fuck? Did he tech? I mean, he's got a service depot. Tier 1.5 unlocked. What? Blackened is moving his MCV, that's his original. Is he going Gatekeeper style? So, Gatekeeper style would be you move your original MCV and you're masking it with aggression. Oh my goodness! Creo deploys just on time. Flag trucks, a flag pack eats construction yards for breakfast. It's the hot counter. Or an MCV, an unpacked MCV I should say. Light armor, very slow, and they can block the deployment. But fortunately, Creo had the right state of mind to deploy just in time. And with the deployment, in case you don't know, the armor type changes immediately from light armor, which the flag trucks are very good against, to wood armor. No, wait, buildings do have light armor, I believe. It's just field defenses that do have wood armor. No, wait. Defenses have heavy, and buildings have wood. That's the way it works. Again, really good positioning from Fazzar and Creo. They have managed to basically swarm the entire map. Orb is pretty alone here. Blackened's army not that impressive, still sports a couple of light tanks, you know, that have been outdated. Just like the tanks being paraded around in Moscow, Kappa Pride. You know, those old tractors that they're selling as tanks. A Radadome is already out for Fazzar as well. Crap, we did it again. We again went into politics. Oh hey, guess it happens. And as a result, Orb cannot really push out. Yeah, there is just a wave of... Wait, what's he doing? With a little bit of hard focus, this is dead. This is straight up dead. That was Orb's expansion MCV. I feel like this is gonna be lights out in game 2. The armies are converging and Blackened nowhere in position to help with any of this. Oh my goodness, this is a complete surround. This is the 360 from all angles panoramic vision surround. Triple digit deluxe edition. Oh my! A complete all-out fight. But it appears to be the case that the infantry was so much better positioned for Creo because, yeah, as a result, Blackened's infantry being chewed up, they were just nowhere in position. Blackened, I feel, not recognizing the situation, not reading it right. The push was coming, the artillery timing was perfect, and Fazzar and Creo taking a staggering 2-0 lead. I think we're going to cap it off of that for this week. We are going to be back next week with some more casts. This is a best of 5 series, so, you know, this still has some way to go. Awesome and stellar games. Congratulations thus far to Creo and Fazzar for taking lead over Blackened and Orb, who are some of the most highly decorated players in OpenRA. Well, let's see. Oh, doesn't show. Doesn't show at all. Doesn't show the titles. Alright, interesting. Maybe that has been changed with a new patch. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll be back with some more political content. Your favorite political content streamer, not controversial at all. 5 Aces, out. Maybe co-casters returning, let's see.
Battle control terminated.